We're here to talk about Fallout 4. As it happens, I spent a couple of hours last night. I needed like some time away from the wasteland, so I went back to Sanctuary and I started just doing up my house. I made like a locker for my clothes and for my weapons, and the bobblehead holder, which has only got 2 bobbleheads in it out of like 30 holders, and it was nice and relaxing. And both of you guys have also been putting a lot of time into doing up your bases as well.
Yeah, I've renamed the game Fallout 4 Happy Home Designer.
Okay.
I have this problem where I ruin open world games, and so this time, as opposed to the other open world games that I've found ways to get distracted in, I got really into settlement building, and I'm still early in the game because I didn't get mine early. I got my Pip-Boy edition on Friday.
Oh, cool.
So I only had a couple days to play before I flew up here, but yeah, I finished the first part of the original main storyline quest where you meet Preston and
kill your Deathclaw.
Yeah, kill your Deathclaw. Gotta get your Deathclaw, and then you get back up to Sanctuary, and then I started transferring everything because I'd kind of planted everything at Rocket as opposed to Sanctuary. So I was like, oh, now I gotta drag everything.
You
over.
gotta pick your home.
Listen, dog meat. You're going to be carrying a lot of stuff. So I loaded up dog meat and I came back up to Sanctuary, and then I got to work. And now everyone's got a nice bed. I've taken down a bunch of houses and stuff. But honestly, like it's a really interesting. I find the settlement building really interesting in Fallout.
Yeah, when we first got our hands on it a couple of weeks ago, you decided to put together a sort of a base building guide. And for a while there, we were kind of just trying to figure out like, what is this for exactly?
It took a while. I think I started getting a grasp of what the base building's higher purpose is. It took about a week and a half of actually base building and digging through the guide. And to be honest, it's one of those features where it's a lot of fun and you can level up and waste a ton of time, but it's totally optional. It mostly has to do with the high-level crafting in the game and having places to put your cool crafting stations so you can, build a garden and then have a spit and roast up some stuff to make guns, the adhesives, or use a chemistry station to make oil. So it seems like at the higher level, the bases are for fun, and then they're for high-level crafting.
Yeah.
Also healing your rads. I mean, that was the big thing that I find myself going back for. Making sure I have like purified water.
Of course, yeah.
Get back there, you like being able to, instead of using Radaway, which is a little bit rare, to me, so far, it's been a little bit rarer than in previous Fallout games. So I really like that, you can just go back and heal up and kind of take a break.
I think the cooking stuff, which Obsidian added in New Vegas and has definitely been explored a lot in this, is really good as well. Because
helpful.
When you're adding, making steaks out of Deathclaws and mole rats and everything, they heal you almost as much as stims. Like you can really, as long as you're not playing survival mode, you can really pound on those. And they get your health up.
And if you cook it, you don't take the radiation hit, which is really nice.
Yeah, which is a massive, iguana on a stick. Like before, you'd take it, but it was like, it's like limiting. Well, in this one, it limits your maximum health.
Right.
There's some weapons later in the game, like the syringer, where you have to craft all the ammo for it.
Yes.
Right.
So yeah,
I just got that. It's pretty crazy.
It's funny too, like when you build a nice base, you should probably start every day in the wasteland by taking a nice nap. If you take an 8-hour nap, particularly if you have a romantic partner there, you get an XP boost. It's like 10% for the first.
Oh, wow.
I don't know how long it is when you go out in the wasteland.
I want to say it's like an hour?
Yeah.
45 minutes, hour, something like that?
The thing I've been doing as well is, I don't know, like in previous games, the worlds of, the Capital Wasteland and New Vegas and stuff are always so scary and intimidating and awful. And after a mission, you kind of go back to somebody and sell all the stuff you don't need, and you feel a little bit more safe when you're in a hub town.
Yeah.
Whereas what I'm doing in this now is I'm finding sanctuary in sanctuary. Like I'm going out into the world and I'm collecting more stuff that I usually just sell and just kind of bringing it home and storing it. So
I did that in Fallout 3. That's how I ruined Fallout 3. So I got to the very first area of homes before you even get to Megaton. I found the first lady you meet where she's real twitchy and jumpy, and I was just like, well, I don't like this lady, so I killed her, and then I took over her house. And then I ended up I was like, well, I'm going to clean up the apocalypse. And so I just took when I got to the supermart, that was a real problem.
No.
That was a real problem for me.
It took
me
OCD
4 days to clean out. Yeah,
problem.
it's so much like that where all I wanted to do was just pick up every bit of garbage. And now it's even better because now I can scavenge and break down stuff for crafting. So it's this ruined house. Well, I'm going to scrap this.
XA.
Oh man, I love scrapping. It's great.
And then, fill your room with cat posters so you feel good.
I know.
Yeah,
at the end of the day.
exactly.
I know those mounted heads I've now got in the sitting room. And then yesterday I was putting up some lighting in because I've gone back to my house, like the house my character
Your
had before.
OG house, yeah.
And I put up a lights, and I leveled up to 20 because I put up a rotating fan, and I've been doing so much of that stuff over the previous hours.
What were we saying if you combine it with Idiot Savant, the early
Yeah.
perk where
so great.
the less intelligent you are, the more likely you are to have a huge boost.
Yeah.
And you start building, you can get it to trigger fairly frequently.
Yeah, like crafting, anything you do, just random XP just happens. It's pretty great. So, but you have to you have to have a little more low intelligence, which I think for me, I preferred a little bit more. So I kind of want to start a second save game.
Yeah.
I want to play very differently twice. So, but of course, I'll be dead before that happens. Before I finish 2 games of Fallout 4.
Apparently there's, because I yesterday spent a good 20 minutes I haven't drunk any Nuka-Cola, because I remember in the previous game, it was remember is it Nirnroot in Oblivion and Skyrim was that stuff that you collected, and there's always a quest about collect 10 of this and sell it to this vendor for loads of money. There was one in, I think, Fallout 3, or maybe it was that and New Vegas about Nuka-Cola Quantum, and there was another person where giving them Nuka-Cola was always beneficial. So I've been trained never to drink it.
Save them.
So I put them all in my fridge, but to do so meant picking them up in the game and then trying to get them in. But apparently if you're in builder mode, they straight up just stand.
Oh, cool.
They stand up on their own.
Yeah.
So that's a pro tip.
I found out that you can actually I went around and this again guys, I have a real open world gaming problem. I spent 3 hours on Sunday night just walking around fixing fences in Sanctuary. I was like, oh man, these fences, I gotta fix. I don't like looking at them. There's some of the fences are down, some of them are up. So then, but if you're in builder mode, they all snap together really nicely.
Perfect. Doors snap in real good.
Everything
as well.
snaps in really great, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good.
Yeah, don't want no broken window theory in Sanctuary.
As long as you start with the foundation block. That's the one trick is
Yeah.
you cannot build on hills very well unless you put in the foundation concrete blocks, and they will level your base out.
Tell me a little bit about the advanced defense stuff, because I know you've dipped into that, Aaron.
So defenses are kind of funny. I put a lot of defenses up initially, and then my base never got attacked, and I couldn't figure out what was happening. So it says that if you read through the guide, it says that the higher your defense rating, the less likely you are to be attacked.
Right.
So you may never be attacked if your defense rating is really high.
Interesting.
And also, I haven't seen people wander into the confines of the bases, so I think they'll only start attacking small settlements or settlements that you've built to the outskirts of.
Right.
And they'll aggro on things they can
Edges
see.
of
On the
town.
edge,
Yeah.
right,
Things.
yeah.
Okay.
So my impression of that was you just put up a couple defenses. As long as your rating is as high as your population or higher, it's not likely it'll ever happen.
Did you put in some of that crazy stuff with the terminals and the lasers?
Yeah, so at high level, there's some fun stuff. You got to get a couple of the perks going. But so in order to do an advanced trap, you have to build a laser tripwire. You hook that up to a flamethrower, and then all that has to be hooked up to power and a terminal.
Okay.
And you tell the terminal, don't kill people I love. Or people will just walk through the front
Trash
door.
can Carlo walks through.
Yeah.
You got to make sure the flames don't get turned on.
But
don't
again,
shoot at her.
nobody's attacked my base really, so I don't.
That's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
You because people who really build up those defenses, they're hoping people come attack them,
Yeah.
right? That's the thing you want. You're like, oh man, I want to see all these crazy Home Alone traps go off when the raiders come, and then they just never show up. That's a bummer.
Maybe like that, yeah. Just do it Home Alone style, build a really weak base.
Yeah.
With one person and a Brahmin, and then
And then
set
just
it up with
load
traps.
it up with defense. Just to see what happens. That seems like it would be really fun.
Just come back and collect the corpses.
I'll say maybe you could pull a Walking Dead and kite a bunch of raiders all the way to a base.
Perfect.
Could you do maybe if you kite stuff, maybe you could test it out.
Lastly, guys, obviously you've put so much time into your various bases. What is the favorite thing you've got in your base right now? What is your pride and joy in your base? Aaron Sampson, what's yours?
My pride and joy. It was just building high. I'm still going. I got to about 4 stories, and I thought that was the limit. But then I was reading through the guide, and I saw a lighthouse with somebody they had a 6 or 7 or 8 story structure. So my goal right now is just to build a medieval tower as high as possible.
Nice.
I haven't done it yet, but it's gonna happen.
It's a good squad goal.
Okay,
I like
Yeah.
it.
That's
It's
good.
really nice.
Genie, is that what you built?
Yeah.
Look at this.
There's
That
no
is
physics.
impressive.
It won't fall over if it's not properly buttressed or something.
Yeah.
So.
Who needs physics? It's ridiculous.
What about yourself, Ashley?
For me, it's early, so I feel like I'm gonna have new favorites because I'm early in. But I think for right now, is it really dumb if I say like I'm really impressed with my fence rebuilding skills?
No, that's all right.
I really like having nice, organized stuff. So it's been great to actually reorganize all of the different yards, and like I said, everyone watching this is probably like, this broad needs a straitjacket. Like, find her one in the wasteland. But yeah, I really like, and also I'm really proud of the fact that really, really early I was able to build out the. What is it? The signal that brings in people. Signal beacons where people can come in and stuff. And I think my favorite thing of just settlement building actually is the really nice quest line that I've been doing with Preston. So going out to the other settlements has been really good.
It's enjoyable. That's good. Well, I'm happy with my little trunk full of Grognak the Barbarian, all my magazines and stuff just hid nice there. I'm waiting for someone to steal it.
And your frigid Nuka-Cola.
I'm a frigid Nuka-Cola, but I have to organize.
Did you write your name on it, by the way? Because those settlers.
You can write your name on stuff?
No, I mean, like, I'm just saying those settlers might see it.
Put a defense
tasty
system up.
They keep walking in.
Yeah.
I keep going into the house and there's like Trash Can Carla or someone's just sitting down there. I'm like, get the fuck in.
Supposedly they can pick stuff up if you just leave stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they
Supposedly
can take stuff.
They can pick it up.
So be careful.
All right, I gotta
really
load
careful.
that game up again.
Craft and post it, man.
Yeah, put up a defense system, flamethrowers.
Yes, exactly.
And then tell it to
Not
shoot
to friendlies.
anybody. Yeah, anybody.
Especially anyone touching my Nuka-Cola. Aaron, Ashley, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks.
Let us know what you think of the base building of Fallout 4. Have you built any cool little base yourself? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. We'll be back in a second, folks.